Welcome back. In this video we're going to be making this simple composition. What it is basically is a few sailboats sailing on like a lake, and we're kind of looking across the lake, and so you can see the water and you can see the trees on the other side. Things that we're going to be looking for in this picture: number one, we're going to be looking for some overlapping happening within the boats. So you've got like this one sail way up in the front here, and you've got this one kind of right in the middle, and then you've got the other ones further back, and they're all overlapping. Notice how the one way back here is much smaller than the one up in the front, right? Because it's receding as it gets closer to the horizon line. Okay, so a couple things that we're going to do: we're going to draw it first, then we're going to use some crayon to do the texture, and then if we have time left, we'll probably Sharpie around it. I haven't quite decided on that final point yet, but we'll see. So here's what our drawing will look like when we're done. Alright, we're going to have to do a lot of overlapping as we draw, so as you draw, make sure you've got your pencil and an eraser to erase some of our lines as we go through. Number one, start with an 80-pound piece of paper, okay, just in case we decide to do a little watercolor later, and put your name on it, and then put your teacher and section. So let's pretend this is, third grade, and let's pretend it's, I'll just write teacher name. Okay, so you've got your name, your grade, and your teacher's name. Okay, then flip your paper over and we'll get started on our picture. Alright, what you're going to do first is you're going to do the horizon line. This is where the water and that line of trees meet. And you want it to be about halfway up your picture. Just a nice straight line. I'm going to draw mine fairly dark so you can see it, but you're going to want to draw fairly lightly. And if you ever draw too dark, you can always go back over it with an eraser and just erase it till it's light enough. Then we're going to put a wiggly line in for the trees. I'm going to take, I don't know, about 2 to 3 fingers width for the trees, and I'm just going to do like a wiggly line like this for the trees. Okay, so there's the line for my trees. Now we're going to start with the first boat. We're going to put the first boat kind of right off to the right hand side of the middle. If the middle is like right here, we're going to just put it a little bit off to the side. And I'm going to start almost at the top of my picture and draw a straight line almost all the way down to about there. Okay, and then I'm going to put in a pretty horizontal line because the boat has to be horizontal, right? Then I'm going to put a little curve on this side for the front of the boat, and a straight line down for there, and then I'm going to just put a little wiggly wave line in the front of it, because that part of the boat's underneath the water, right? Now we need to do the sail part. So I'm going to take a little bit right here, and I'm just going to put just a ever so slightly diagonal line like this, and then I'm going to complete that triangle from the top all the way down to meet up with the edge there. And I'm just going to finish like the mast right there. Okay, then I'm going to take this part and I'm going to erase the horizon line behind there so we don't see it anymore. Okay, so there's our first boat. I'm going to put a second boat in, and this is going to be a little bit more complicated because we're going to have to do some overlapping. So I'm going to put my second boat right here. I'm going to put a horizontal line first, and it's a little farther away, so everything we do should be pretty much smaller. Curved line here, straight line here, little waves to kind of cover the bottom of it. Then I'm going to put the mast in, and my mast is going to be here. It's going to go straight up this way. And notice how I haven't gone as high up as that first boat. Then I'm going to start about here, diagonal line out, diagonal line down to finish it, and then finish the mast. So you can kind of get the idea, the kind of program of how one of those boats might look. Now I'm going to do the middle, kind of one like right in the middle here. I'm going to put it a little bit farther back, almost as high as this one. So we're going to say a straight line there. And I'm actually going to make it the same way. Curved line on the front there. Straight line down there. Curvy lines for the water in front of it. Straight line up, and this one I'm going to make about as tall as that last one we did. So straight line down right into the boat. Okay, diagonal line, just ever so slightly diagonal. And then finishing it off from here down to there. Erase the inside. Alright, now we got those other 3 boats, and we want them to be kind of small and far away. So I'm going to put one here, following the same kind of program. Notice how the mast is not very tall. It doesn't even reach out past the top of the trees there. Okay, there's one. I'm going to put another one over here that's kind of overlapped underneath my boat that's in front there. Alright, and then I'm going to put one right back here. And that's going to be my littlest one. Notice it's very close to the horizon line, way back there, and the mast and sail are going to be very small. Okay, so that one is the farthest one away. Then, just to kind of finish off that composition, I'm going to put that huge one right here that like we're almost standing on, right? And this is the sail. Like if we're standing here and we're looking out that way, we're going to see this edge of the sail as we're looking out. And I'm going to start about here, and I'm going to put a diagonal line right down like that. And actually I went over there, so I'm going to erase, because that boat now is behind that sail. So I'm going to just finish off my erasing, because I didn't erase the horizon line in here or in here. Alright, and there we've got I almost forgot the seagulls up here in the sky. I'm going to put one seagull right in front of this one, just a curved line, kind of like a V, and then another curved line like a V. Erase the line in front there. And then I'm going to do another one right here in front of the trees, and we're going to make it a little smaller so it looks farther away. Alright, and then I'm going to put one down here, a little teeny one, over in the trees. Little V shape. Little V shape. Okay, so we've got some birds kind of flying in the background now. So there's our finished drawing. Now we're going to move on to the crayon and texture, and that will be in our next video.